This episode of the CZ Media Podcast is brought to you by Rancho Bravo Tacos. They have two convenient locations, Capitol Hill and Wallingford. I love going to Capitol Hill. I'll go order my food, whether it be tacos, burritos, or tamal. I love their tamales. They're fantastic. And then I'll go sit on the patio, enjoy my meal, and then wait for something interesting to happen. And given that it's Capitol Hill, something interesting always happens. If you don't have time to go to either location, you can always order through your favorite food ordering app, Uber Eats, Caviar, or Chow Now. They make it really easy to get all of your favorite items. So next time you're craving some delicious Mexican food, stop in or order. You'll be glad you did.
Tonight I'm feeling mean, I'm feeling mean. Tonight I'm feeling mean, I'm feeling mean. Tonight I'm feeling mean, gonna make an ugly scene. Tonight I'm feeling mean, I'm feeling mean. Tonight I'm gonna pick myself a fight. If some deserving dirtbag a black eye, and if he swings at me, then I'll bust that sucker's knee. 'Cause tonight I'm feeling mean, I'm feeling mean.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the CZ Media Podcast. Before we get started, I want to remind everyone to subscribe, give me a follow, share a review on any of your favorite podcasting apps. We're on all your favorites, Shopify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, and iHeartRadio. Or you can just listen on the website, czmediapodcast.com. And then also don't forget to check out our sponsors, Rancho Bravo Tacos, margaritas, burritos, flautas, birria tacos. Oh, so delicious. Check them out. They're open late on the weekends, like 2, I think. So go check them out, Capitol Hill and Wallingford. And then to our newest sponsor, SoleMates. They are a sneaker shop in the heart of Capitol Hill. So if you are a fan of Jordans, Off-White, Yeezys, go check them out. Their website is SMS. If you're asking me why it's not soulmates.com, it's because someone already took it, but it is sms206.shop or .com shop. And then we're going to be doing a giveaway for something, so definitely follow. So on this show, I am talking to Coach Tricia Arcaro. Hi, Trish.
Hi, Carlos.
Hi, Coach.
Hello.
It's been a bit since you've been on the show.
It's been a minute.
We're so happy to have you back. And
Thank you.
I was going back and looking at the shows that brought the most comments, and a lot of them were Trish coach shows.
Oh, really?
People like boxing here.
That's good. I
mean,
like boxing too.
It's people like boxing. And like, I don't even want to tell you really, but they don't associate Coach Trish as a boxing coach, which is kind of whack.
Oh, just because I'm a chick? Yeah, that's cool.
But
not like I've never heard that before, dude.
it is super whack, though. Mm-hmm. It is super, super whack.
Well, it's a conundrum, that's for sure. It makes no sense to me, so I don't pay too much attention.
I think that the people who have this issue, though, I think you're gonna disagree with me because you've had your experience is far more vast than mine. But I will say, currently, right now, it's the casual fan.
Maybe so, yeah. I could tell you my really favorite misogynistic story I ever experienced, and my boxer. My pro boxer, Greg Cruz, who's the Chicano Cobra, he's still fighting with me. We were in Oregon for his pro debut. And we're just sitting in the dressing room, and my co-coach, Jen, was sitting next to Greg on one side, and I'm on the other side, and the referee walks in for, instructions for the corners, and he goes, Cruz, and Greg raises his hand, and he goes, where's your coaches? And he points his thumbs to both of us flanking him, and the guy looks right at me and says, do you have any experience? And I just looked at him, and I bit my tongue, and I thought, not really something I want to make Greg real uncomfortable about right now, so I'm just going to take it on the chin. I said, yes, sir. I've been a pro fighter myself and had a few pros myself under my belt. And then luckily to my rescue came Tom Mustin. And Tom...
Who's a
god. Yeah, just a god.
In the area.
Yeah, he was an Olympic coach. He's put out multiple champions out of Tacoma Boxing Club. He's the head coach. He goes, Tartan... Are you going to let him say that to you? You sure you got enough experience? What's that about? And I was like, God bless you, Tom. So he took care of it for me. So, yeah, it's people who know me.
Did he chime in right away, do you think?
Oh, literally within seconds. Like the referee was in there. He pretended he didn't hear him, but he heard him. It was beautiful. I appreciated it.
He would have let you... That he would have let that slide for a couple seconds.
It was a couple seconds, but not much longer.
Then chimed in.
Oh yeah, he gave a couple seconds and chimed in. Like he just thought it was absurd.
I mean, that is pretty fantastic that he did that.
It was unbelievably fantastic.
Because I'm pretty sure that early on in his career, he might have had some.
I would think so. I mean, he's about 80 years old now. He's been around a while, and he's also coming from a time period where, women weren't accepted as much in sports like it. I mean, I was born in 1971. Like I had to basically fight for everything I've ever had as a gal in sports. But I learned to lay down my sword and just kind of find my way.
Right. I mean, maybe if we even want to talk about that, I don't think it's laying down your sword. Like at that time, it wasn't laying down your sword. It was knowing that you needed to keep your fighter's head clear.
Yeah. So I don't need him worrying about me embarrassing him or anything like that. It wasn't my fight at that time.
Having said that, this ref would have heard from you at some point very, very clearly.
Maybe.
That would have not. I mean, he would have deserved it.
Well, right. I mean, all this shit we hear all the time, like how do you coach men and women? Just kind of silly stuff often. Yeah. I don't know. You just kind of learn. It's not really my fight anymore. I've been a gal my whole life, so it's not like it's something new to me.
But that's the beauty of fighting. Mm. And it's like I talk about this all the time with my friends, the people, my social circle, where they're super into basketball or football. Mm-hmm. And I just don't relate to any of these conversations anymore of team sports. I really don't like the traditional team sports.
How come?
Because there's too many ways to point the finger. Oh. Like right now, like the only reason that I know about this is because Shaquille O'Neal entertains me. He's very funny. He's a very funny man. And he's on TNT, and then he does this bit where it's called Shacting a Fool, where he just makes fun of players who make mistakes, basically.
Okay.
And they call it like you're Shacting a Fool. And, the panel is Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny, I don't know what his name is.
Is he a basketball player?
No, he's a commentator. Oh. Kenny. Yes, he was a basketball player. He played for the Houston Rockets.
It's not
years
Kenny
and years
Walker,
ago.
Is it?
No, it's Kenny Smith. Kenny Smith.
Okay.
So it's Shaq, Kenny Smith, Ernie, who is a commentator, and Charles Barkley.
Okay.
Which they're very funny. The four of them are very funny. But, and this is what I don't like about these organized team sports is that, for example, they're talking about the LA Lakers. On paper, they're a powerhouse of a team. Mm-hmm. LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, Anthony, something or other. He's the unibrow guy. On paper, they are a, 3-time champion team with powerhouse players. And they're not doing great. So all they do is talk about pointing the finger of who's not doing their job. LeBron is doing too much. Russell's not doing enough.
Yeah.
Anthony is... I don't like that at all.
Yeah, it's not cool.
I just don't like that. Whereas, in my opinion, boxing, MMA, Formula One racing, or any sort of racing, yes, you do have a team behind you, right? You still need to, obviously F1 drivers aren't building their cars. Fighters aren't training themselves. They need trainers. Yeah. But when it comes right down to it, it is the athlete alone out there. Yeah. And that to me is just so pure and supersedes anything when it comes, if you're comparing it to team sports.
Yeah, it's the most honesty there is. That's for sure. It's exposure at its finest.
Absolutely. And like I lose people when I say the F1 out there because it's like they have cars and they have engines. But right. But
no, they got to drive it and they've got to navigate other drivers. It's no joke at high speeds.
Exactly. But you're a coach. So, the past 2 years has been a little bit tough for boxing.
It sucked. It's been a royal crap show.
And, fans of the show know that I had Jose Cervantes on a couple shows ago.
Jose Cervantes in the amateurs has knocked out a couple of my fighters. He's no joke.
He's the little fun story that I like to tell about him is that when I first met him years and years ago, he was a little scary to me, like the tattoos.
Yeah, tons of tattoos.
And then just the way he carried himself, but he is just like one of the sweetest guys.
Yeah, he's a really good dude, a great fighter.
Sweetest guy. So, he has a fight coming up in March. And we talked a little bit about, mostly what we spoke about was how do you balance a professional pro career, a demanding job, because he's up 10 stories on a construction crew, and a family with 3. So that was the crux of what we spoke about. But then I did mention that boxing had kind of lost me in the last couple years. I don't really think that boxing did a good job of maintaining fan viewership during since 2019.
Maybe the beginning part of COVID, yeah.
Right.
I feel like it's kicking butt the past 6 months.
And that's why I'm excited to talk to you about, because on the national, right, for pay-per-views and all of these big fights, I don't think it's been very good. And I think that MMA, I think Dana White in the UFC has just superseded and has converted over a bunch of boxing fans.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because of how they've managed it and how even during shutdown, there's been a UFC card every weekend, just about.
Yeah, it was in Florida, right, all the time.
No, so UFC did a fantastic thing of building this $80 million facility in Vegas.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So they were able to have their own bubble in Vegas.
They could actually quarantine the people there.
Yeah, they could actually quarantine it. And I heard, you know who it was? Oh, what's his name? Rick. We know.
Oh,
who this is.
Rick Glazer.
Rick Glazer.
That's amazing.
At the end of 2019, after a few UFC cards that happened in the Performance Institute in Vegas, I said, how come boxing isn't doing this? How come boxing can't do something somewhere else? And then he flat out said that boxing is either going to do it big or they're not going to do it at all. So they needed to have fans or they weren't going to do it. Yeah. So to me, that meant, and because I believe that he has his pulse on he has his finger on the pulse of the boxing business side. Yeah. Like that was a super missed opportunity, I believe.
It could have been, yeah, for sure. It's hard to say. I feel like boxing's been steamrolling it. There's been great matches. There's been great matches. Are you talking about
local or
no the high level? The local has been nothing. In July of last year, Greg and I just needed to get going again.
Yeah.
And so we knew we were going to be an opponent. We picked the weight class above, actually 2 weight classes above me.
So it is, for the people who don't know, tell me what we're going to be an opponent means.
Okay, so that means that even if you beat the guy, you're probably not going to beat the guy. You're going in there for their guy to get a win. And
so the guy needs to be on the floor unconscious to get a win.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
And where was this?
This was in Arizona.
Okay.
It was a great opportunity. Just decided to go for it. Greg had been off and out of the gym for a while, and then came back like right about the first lockdown in Seattle. And the first one, 2 of them. It was real fun. Running a business, running a gym business. It was a good time.
Whole other show about how nonsensical that was.
It was a good time. So we started training, and then during the lockdowns, I still trained my pros, and some online, some in person, some outside. We just made it work, and so we kept training, and he was just getting his stuff together, getting himself together. And so we went to Arizona in July, took a 4-round fight. Greg had been fighting at 130. We took this fight at 135 because he was already at weight, and he had been in shape, and we thought, I offered him the fight, and he said, yeah, let's take it. So I said, okay, we're going to take it. And then he started to want to back out a little bit. And I said, nah, dude, you said, yeah, I'm going to go with, I'm going to go with your first instinct. Sure. And I'm really happy with your first instinct. So let's just go for it. We got nothing to lose, Let's just go for it.
Right.
You'll do fine. You'll do great. And this will tell you if you really want to fight or not.
Right.
And he did fantastic. He won the crowd over. He was outstanding. I had a blast with him.
Nice.
He was easy to travel with, and he did a great performance. And, when I talked to my buddy and Molly, she watched it. She thought he might have lost it by like a half a round, and other people thought he won the fight. I think he barely eked it out, or it was a draw if it was a realistic situation. But it was their guy, so that kid got the nod. But Greg got confidence, and we got going. And there's just nothing out there unless you're backed by a good promoter. You weren't going to get a good fight during COVID. You were going to be an opponent. And there's been several guys from Seattle that have gone and been knocked out. They've gone other places. They've fought. One got a win one time, but mostly it's been a lot of losses. And Greg's at an age where he can't get a bunch of losses. Like, he's got to have a few opportunities to get his feet wet, get some experience, and then he's got to be tested. He doesn't have a lot of years in the game. So we've just got to be smart and careful about how we do things.
And then, basically what you just said is amplified. Well, it's a strong statement in COVID time where if you're going to go, you're going to be an opponent.
Yeah. In
non-COVID time, it's even more so, I believe, because there's so many more promotions that are out there that want you to come.
Yeah, but you can be more selective. So, it used to be you bought fights in Mexico. Now you don't buy them anymore. You pay for them, but you don't buy a win. You have to earn your win. You're going to get we at least have a connection with our manager is Leonard Gabriel out of Fisticuffs Boxing in Vancouver, Washington. And he has a connection in Mexico, in Tijuana. And so we can get good opponents, guys that are going to challenge our guys, but we should win as long as we perform. And so we did go down and got one fight before 20. God, what year is it now? 2022.
I don't know.
It was in 2021. Yeah, geez. Yeah, I can't even remember what year it is. It's like a blur. In 2021, at the end of the year, I think it was like October or something like that.
Yeah.
We went to Tijuana. Greg had a really hard guy to fight, but dispatched him pretty well. Stopped it. It was nice. But we had to pay, we had to pay quite a bit of money to travel to San Diego, stay in San Diego.
Right. But then again, when you say pay, it doesn't mean pay the other opponent. It means paying your expenses.
Oh, no, we pay for their purse too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we pay their purse because it's called the Big Punch Arena, but it's like a little shithole bar. It's amazing. It's really an amazing environment. It was awesome. You have to bring your own toilet paper.
Hey, that's Mexico, man. In Mexico, when you go to places, there's usually, and this is a job, and it's usually a lady who is right out front of the bathroom, and you give her $1, and then she hands you a couple
little squares of toilet paper. Oh
like,
my God.
That is normal. I know exactly what that is.
I believe it. Yeah. So we did get our fight down there. And then unfortunately we were supposed to just have one in February or in January, and it got canceled because of the Omicron variant, which was so annoying to me. That was Mexico? It was really frustrating to me, but the commission canceled it. They were paranoid about if somebody from the States came over, got the virus, and then had to quarantine for 14 days. Whose dime was it going to be on? What was going to be the problem? All kinds of nonsense. And
I'm sure they could have put that in the disclaimer.
I'm sure they could have. I would have rather had the fight. Instead, we went down to San Diego and got really good sparring from a coach I know, his guys down at the arena. So Coach Bashir Abdullah. We hooked up with them for some sparring, and we made it a sparring weekend. It was really good.
So it got canceled while you were down there?
No, before we went down, but I already bought my tickets, and I thought the guys were making weight. Like, you know what making weight is,
That's half the battle,
it's
man.
so much discipline, and it's like to make weight and then have it get canceled. It was like I had to do something for him. So I found out 2 days before we were going to leave, and I said, man, I got to do something. So I blew up Bashir's social media, blew up his phone, trying to get him on the phone before Greg got to training. So I had something positive to tell Greg.
Right.
So I did. Like I said, I got you rounds of sparring. We're going to go hang out for the weekend in San Diego. We're going to get our work done. And
that sounds fun.
Yeah, it was fun. But yeah, like for us, we're starting late. It's not like I've got somebody who's been boxing since he was 8. So it's not like I got any big backing or that Greg's going to be, a world contender. What we're hoping for is just one good opportunity and we upset somebody.
Man, that's a movie right there.
That's all we want, and to be catapulted into some opportunity. That's all. We would just want to see what we could do.
So this is Greg Cruz.
Yeah.
And what's his social media handle?
It's, what is it? C_Cobra 206, I believe, on Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah, you can always go to Arcaro Boxing, and he's tagged all over the place.
He is super ripped.
He's fighting at 126 now, and he is like 5'11", 5'10".
Holy mackerel.
It's beautiful.
Ugh. I'm so fat.
It's okay. You don't have to make 126.
Man, I would be dead.
Yeah.
I think my bones weigh more than 126.
Maybe. Yeah, it's been rough on the local level, dude. But on the national level, man, there's been some international level. There's some great fights.
Okay, my first inclination is who.
You haven't watched Tank. You haven't watched Linares. You haven't watched Porter. You haven't watched Crawford. You haven't watched Spence. You haven't watched Lomachenko.
Those were okay. You've mentioned 7 guys.
Mm-hmm. Those were
2 years.
Yeah, and there's plenty more. Like there's been some really exciting fights. Benavidez has fought. You've gotten all kinds of fun stuff. It's been good. Mm-hmm. It really has been. And it's packed this year. It is really good. And on top of it, I am going April 30th to Madison Square Garden to watch Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano fight.
Nice.
It's a dream. It's going to be a good year.
That's a good ticket.
Mm-hmm.
At Madison Square Garden.
Oh yeah, they're headlining.
Oh, I want to go.
And Jake Paul, of all people, is promoting Amanda Serrano. He gave her $300,000 of a bonus out of his purse. Okay. He paid all the fighters on. I know. I'm not thrilled.
If I want to touch this.
I'm not thrilled it's him either. But hey, it's taken him to promote women's boxing along with Eddie Hearn. I mean, that's whatever. Isn't that something? I mean, isn't that something? Isn't that a bummer that Bob Arum was just quoted as saying, "Nobody cares about this fight. It's women fighting."
Oh, did he say that?
Yeah, he said it out loud.
But, okay, so...
I mean, he's old. He's like 90-something.
But that is why boxing has lost me. Because they don't do that inherently. Mm-hmm. UFC loves their female fighters.
Yeah, but they also rip. I'll tell you what, though, they abuse their fighters. Those guys don't get paid well, and they abuse them, and they don't have any ability to make any money outside of it. So there's some pluses and minuses.
Agreed, 100%.
Right. So there's
The only
pluses
thing that
and
I will
minuses.
say, the only thing that I will say is that there literally is one UFC event every week.
Yeah, for sure. But also look how much those guys get paid, and look how much money Dana White and the crew is making putting on one show that often. And
so then true, agreed. So then the counter to that is, would fans rather see half as many fights? And the answer is no.
Maybe I don't know.
So basically, the fighters are saying, I will do my job for this amount to keep the sport going.
Well, they don't really have an option. It's not like there's another option. You could do Bellator.
There's like two of them. They're springing up more. I mean, the Paige Van Zandt, right? She was a big UFC fighter.
Yeah.
And then she went over to bare knuckle boxing.
Yeah, but bare knuckle boxing is taking everybody just before they retire, and people are making good paychecks.
Yeah,
people love it.
She said that she made more money
in
that fight.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, so what I'm saying is that they're there.
Yeah.
But I mean, as a fan,
yeah,
right?
I mean, everybody always complains. Boxing's had ups and downs. I was just watching the documentary, The Kings. If you haven't seen it, holy.
Is that Muhammad and...
No, it's Leonard, Duran, Hagler, Hearns.
Okay.
I'm not tell you what. It's a beautifully done documentary because it talks about the business side of things.
Yeah, which is pretty...
it's ugly and gross.
Gut-wrenching.
Yeah, it's just as bad as... UFC is no different.
No, I don't know.
They're all
actually,
crap.
The mob is literally part of UFC history.
For sure. So, like, I just think, I'm excited about the fights that have been out there. I'm looking forward to many more of them. I mean, Tyson Fury, that was such a blast.
Oh, my goodness.
That was a great fight.
Oh, I have the worst story for Fury Deontay part 3?
I don't know.
No, 2.
I don't remember.
I bet $100, which I thought was on Tyson, and it wasn't.
Oh.
I mean, I was a few margaritas in.
Oops.
I bet that at that point, $100 had been my biggest bet ever. And then because I knew Tyson was going to beat him. I mean, Deontay beat himself way before the fight even started.
He was lifting weights.
Yeah, he was lifting weights too. And you can't learn a whole style. When you started boxing in your early 20s, you can't learn a whole new style of boxing in your early 30s.
There's been I know 2 fighters that could change rhythms during a fight. One is Marco Antonio Barrera. Yeah. And he's my most favorite fighter of all time. He could go from brawling to boxing to whatever.
Right.
In a fight. That's unheard of. The second guy, I was actually just doing film study on him, and that was Jr. Gary Russell Jr.
Didn't he just get beat?
He might have, but I was watching a fight of his from 2020.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Nayem the Mongolian guy, he fought him.
Yeah.
Dude, he all in one fight. He was running, he was pot-shotting, he was brawling, he was walking the guy down. He did all 4 of those things in different rounds.
I have to look at that.
Oh, it's fascinating. I was just fascinated. So I don't care if boxing isn't being number 1 with all the fans. I get excited about something like that. I just want to watch that.
But you and I are real boxing fans.
Yeah. There's enough screaming girls for Ryan Garcia to help make enough money for somebody.
Man, thank you for bringing him up.
He just signed with a fight with, or is he signing a fight with? Who?
I think he signed it already, but I don't know who.
I tell you what, I'm really excited about though. Oscar Valdez and Shakira Stevenson. Are you ready to watch Oscar Valdez get cleaned up? So, he is going to get his clock cleaned.
Shakira Stevenson, I like his style. I mean, he's Mayweather.
He's going to be better than Mayweather, I think.
He's a Mayweather, very defensive. Which I will bring this back to local boxing. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Very Jose Valenzuela-ish. I mean, have you seen his last couple fights?
Yeah, he looked good. His last fight, he made what's his name not look good. Austin? What?
Yeah.
Austin?
I
Delay?
don't know. Like his last two fights.
I was like his last fight, because that guy's no joke that he fought.
Yeah,
and he made him look.
dude.
He made him look not very good at all. It was nice.
The ability to use your lead hand to keep him, but then still have the speed to counter.
Yeah.
It's very special.
Yeah, he's very nice, and he's sparred my guys before, and he's very tough, and he's vicious, and he really wants to win.
And he has a big fight coming up in March.
Yeah, who's he fighting?
Oh, I don't know, but
It's a little step up, isn't it?
yeah, because he has a real training camp this time.
Yeah, that's
I don't know
good.
if this is.
They're down in San Diego, I think.
Yeah. I talked to him a couple weeks ago, and he's like, "I'm here for 6 weeks."
Yeah.
So that must mean they're putting money into him.
Yeah, they're putting money in. They're slowly building him along.
But
we'll see what he can do.
I may be crazy, but I see Shakur in that, and I see early Mayweather in that. Just the wide stance.
Shakur, since he was 14, I mean, I met him when he was 14 because I had a fighter at the national camp, and he was at that national camp at 14, and he was toasting people up at 14. He is
just super good.
He's a mastermind. He's a precision surgeon.
Patient.
Yeah.
High boxing IQ.
High IQ.
See, I don't think Gervonta has a high boxing IQ.
I actually disagree. I'm a little. At first I was not a Tank fan, and then I don't know, his last fight, I was just watching him. I was like, I actually think he is pretty smart.
But
in the ring,
I don't think anyone thought Leo Santa Cruz had a shot.
Well, I mean, he's too little.
Too small.
Yeah, too little.
I mean, this dude throws 1,200 punches a fight.
Yeah, he's too small.
There's no power behind. Well, it's not unusual for people to be brought along like that are special. Like, it's not for Tank to fight Santa Cruz, who's small, right?
But has a name. That's not unusual. That's boxing 101.
Right.
Bringing
basically
somebody along,
what I'm
right?
saying is that I have to revere a Mexican boxer because he's really good. And then, he had really good fights against Abner Mares.
Well, Leo Santa Cruz doesn't get tarnished by his loss to Tank.
No,
he's still brilliant. Brilliant.
Well, if I can relate this to UFC, there was Israel Adesanya was a welter who went up to light heavy, didn't get knocked out, but lost, and it's like,
you don't lose anything by
you don't lose it.
It was like when Canelo lost to Mayweather, it catapulted his career, right? The timing was good for that.
Yeah,
right. I mean,
given that Mayweather wanted nothing to do with the rematch.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to either. I mean, he's 40. I mean, he's way older. Like, why would you? That's dumb.
Right.
That's not smart.
Let's see. What's in the horizon? Like, who's good in boxing that is coming up? I'm trying to think.
I don't really know a lot of names. I watch. I usually will type in YouTube or something like a certain weight class. If I want to watch film study, I'll do that. So I don't really know names exactly, other than I love Linares, or I like Oscar Valdez, or I definitely like Shakira Stevenson. I love Rashidi Ellis. That guy's not fighting much now. He I don't know if he's got a contract problem or whatever. That guy's brilliant. He's fast. He doesn't have a lot of power, but I'd like to see him fight more, or see if he has power he hasn't shown yet. I don't know. There's just a ton of people out there, and there's thousands and thousands of boxers, and you only see the top notch.
There's definitely more boxers than UFC fighters, but I mean,
because it takes a lot longer. I mean, UFC, you have so many skills. Like I'm training, I'm doing the striking and the strength and conditioning for a guy who's going to turn pro in MMA, and what it takes to get decent at your different skills. So he came and boxed with me as an amateur because he wanted to learn boxing to turn pro as an MMA fighter later. He wrestled as a kid his whole life, and so he wanted to get his boxing. He lived in Thailand for a while, did some Muay Thai for about a year and a half or two.
All right.
Yeah, so he's just kind of working on all his little skills, getting a base. He's doing a lot of jiu-jitsu. He's doing a bunch of tournaments in jiu-jitsu right now. And then he's trying to link up with that Matt Hume gym.
Okay.
He's working with them. They were on what was that? Ultimate Fighter?
Recently? The latest season?
No, a long time ago.
Okay.
So they've got, I don't know UFC very well, sorry, so I don't know the names, but they've got some top level UFC fighters there over in Bellevue or Wood. I don't know where it's at.
I have no idea. I've only seen.
I guess it's further. I can't remember where it's at.
Okay.
Don't quote me. I don't know anything about UFC or MMA, but it's been fascinating to train this guy and him start to have the realization of how much more work he has to do for him to be ready for his pro debut for MMA because there's so much to it.
You're right.
It's like there's so much to it.
But you look at any of these MMA dudes, they have their striking coach as a core component of their team.
Mm.
Like that is super important.
It's
because
really
when
important.
you're standing up, like Dustin Poirier, right, has a really, really good ground game, but his ability to strike is what let him beat Connor this last time, which I don't know if you saw that. But,
I didn't see it, no.
Oh my god! Like wife and I were in Mexico, and I was cheering like an idiot.
That's awesome.
Of Dustin beating Connor in this super spectacular way. But yeah, there's so much. So we talked a little bit about the national stuff and the ongoing stuff, but what about Arcaro? Tell me about what's going on at your gym.
We're starting to see more numbers come in of people. We've just been our nose to the grindstone. I have 9 amateurs. I have 2 pros, and they have stuck with me through all of COVID.
So Greg and who?
Greg and Matt's my MMA.
Oh, okay. Got it.
He's the one that's his Keep Breathing MMA is his handle on Instagram. Those are my pros, and I've got a heavyweight amateur with two fights. David, he's 6'9", 200 pounds.
6'9".
Yeah, and
that's Tyson Fury height.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. And he's
how
not that
much does
big.
he weigh?
No, he's 200 pounds.
Oh, he's got 80 pounds to go.
What they just changed the weight classes again. And
for pros or for amateurs?
Amateurs. Yeah, so 139, 147, 154, 165, 178, 189, and then 203 plus. So he's going to be in a sweet division, 189 to 202, 203.
Which is like
cruiserweight, I guess, or is it heavyweight?
To light heavy.
Yeah, something like that. So
it's light heavy cruiser.
I have to look at what the names are now in the amateurs, but for those weight classes, but he'll be just below the last weight class, which should be great.
So then, if you're 6'9", is the plan to bulk up? What's the plan here?
The plan is just to get him more connected. He was a basketball player before, had some knee injuries and stuff. It's just to get him more connected and so that he can use his hips to really throw a good punch.
Man,
and also to get these tall guys staying long. They all all my big guys like to fight on the inside, and they're all tall like Greg. Like their reach, I'm like, you guys need to start boxing. What are you doing?
You got to move more when you're.
What are you doing?
When you're on the inside, you kind of think you can take it.
Yeah,
that's my mentality.
Yeah.
If I ever get into a fight, I'm boxing up,
staying on the inside,
and then just
you don't want to be at the end of any street fight punch.
No, that's true.
But yeah, no, I've got David, just bringing him along. This year is just really the year to learn, and develop. Next year, I think we'll take Golden Gloves this year, but next year I'd like to see them really do better at a higher level. And I've got Reth right now, who is 6'2" and 139 pounds he fights at.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a nice size. And then Andrea, she's fighting at 165 pounds. And so eventually we want to take her down to 154. So those are my 3 elite boxers in my amateur team. And I have several we're working on bringing along.
Want to?
Yep. It's
like what
takes a long time.
These?
Oh, I don't coach any kids. I just I coach just like 18 and above.
So that once you think that they're ready, it's like giving that push.
Yeah.
To let's do a competition.
Yeah.
It's scary to get in that ring for the first time.
It's so fun though.
Oh.
I love fighting.
Okay,
I hate everything else around it. I hate the ring walk. I hate being on stage, but I love fighting.
I do not like ring walks one single bit.
No, they're a waste of time.
It's if you have that personality, if you're out there, you'll
good.
dig it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've only had the opportunity to do a few, and that wasn't as a fighter. It was as just
like the entourage.
It was, and I didn't do it.
Yeah.
That's not me.
Yeah, it's not me either.
Not me at all.
Yeah, I
don't want
understand.
that at all.
I understand.
But my claim to fame in boxing, which I only send these YouTube videos to my very, very close friends, is my one sparring session, which was on.
Was that one of the smokers at Seattle Boxing?
Yes.
That's awesome.
They were 2-minute rounds.
Exhausting.
I felt so proud.
That's really good. You should.
It looked pretty horrible.
It was a shit show.
Right. And then thinking, even watching it like 2 months later, I was like, I should have murdered this guy. I should have had this guy on the floor.
All that shit goes out the window.
Gone.
Yep, gone.
Because as soon as someone taps you, with their glove on your head, it's like, holy smokes, they're gonna smash my face.
Yeah, it's funny the things you think. It's a trippy sport.
It is super, which is why, again, in all forms, boxing, MMA, I super love it.
Yeah, all the fighting arts, martial artistry is to me the most intriguing. It's like what I love spending my time doing. Thank goodness that's my business because I love it.
Right. So, what are you looking for? What does Arcaro Boxing want to do in 2022?
I just want to keep developing these fighters. They're doing well. They're performing well. I'm able to start being a little more technical with them. So I'm starting to work with them on like guard control and working on, inside fighting. I'm able to do a little bit more with them because they've been sticking it out and working so hard. So I just want to start winning some more fights and getting these guys opportunities.
Are you looking for more?
No, dude, my stable's full right now. And as a matter of fact, COVID's the best thing that ever happened to me because...
Holy smokes.
I know. It's the best thing that ever happened to me. I am training them exactly the way I want to train them. And because there was no fights on the horizon, I didn't have any kickback, really. Like, they had to train the way I wanted to train them. So we really break down...
So by kickback, do you mean resistance from the fighters?
Yeah, because fighters wig out. They're all nut jobs. I'm not joking. They're all nut. I tell them all, you're all nut jobs. I just coach a bunch of nut jobs, and I do. They're just nut jobs. So they start thinking all kinds of wiggy crap when there's a potential fight on the horizon. It's like I look at them like, what are you doing?
I mean,
like, what are you doing?
It's kind of that's human nature, though.
Yeah, I know that's fine, but
like
they're still nut
jobs.
Away. Yeah, they're just nut jobs. I was a nut job when I fought. You just do stupid shit and you're like out of your skull half the time because you're so nervous.
I told someone the other day that you fought Holly Holmes.
Oh yeah.
Like their eyes bugged out.
Yeah.
They're like Holly Holmes knocked out Ronda Rousey, Holly Holmes.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, there's a difference between getting kicked or hit by Holly Holmes. Because to me, maybe when we fought, like she didn't hit that hard. She hit me a lot. I took a lot of punches. I did a crap job of cutting off the ring. It definitely, it was a style in favor of her. But yes, she hit me a lot, but not any power. That's what was annoying about it.
It's just pity patty stuff.
Yeah, and she was good at it.
Yeah,
and she did exactly what she needed to do.
With those legs.
Yeah, I'm not taking a kick by her.
Sheesh, I don't want to get picked by anybody.
Yeah, I'm not kicking.
Actually, it
infuriates
hurts
me.
To kick.
Yeah, and it infuriates me.
Have you kicked your heavy bag?
Yeah.
It hurts.
Yeah, I've done it for some core kind of workouts and to understand turning over the hips, but it doesn't feel good.
I don't know what. Well, first of all, I'm zero athletic, but I have a heavy bag. It's here in my living room. It's hanging up, and I've tried to kick it as hard as I can, and I hurt myself.
We need video of this.
Oh no, it's pathetic. It is so pathetic.
Kicking is quite an art. It's a beautiful art.
It really is. The only time that I had formal training in learning how to kick was during my even more pathetic attempt at learning capoeira. With shout out to Circle of Fire and Seth Martinez.
That's awesome.
And we trained up in Green Lake, and then capoeira has a bunch of kicks, and I just don't have that.
Yeah,
my body just does not move that way.
Yeah, your knees.
I would say more my hips.
Yeah,
my hips do not know how to move. I'm Frankenstein. I move like Frankenstein.
Like 7th grade dance.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly. I have no rhythm. My buddy Paris, whenever I try to do a stupid
like a dad
Instagram
dance,
any sort of dance, he's like, "Yo, you're off rhythm, bro." And you're right. Not only do I have zero rhythm, but I have zero ability to move, which makes me even less rhythmic. It's not.
Yes.
But those times when I'm just standing still and then like I'm moving up and then I kick, it hurts.
Yeah.
It is. It really hurts.
Yeah, kicking's a whole different ball game. That's for sure.
I don't like it.
Yeah, that's not my favorite thing either. I like the fisticuffs myself.
I do tend to rather prefer to hit somebody.
Yeah, straight up knuckle sandwiches.
I'm just gonna hit you in the face.
Yeah.
So Arcaro is on 12th and Jefferson. Am I correct? Yeah,
yep.
12th, right? Man, I get 12th and 10th. So
no,
confused.
it's 12th and Jefferson.
12th and Jefferson. Yeah. Other than training pros and amateurs, and you're full with those.
Yep.
How can someone benefit from coming over? Like, are you taking on?
Oh yeah, new clients for sure.
Clients?
Yeah, fitness classes. We do sparring fundamentals once a month. We've got mitt work class twice a month. Just regular fitness classes.
I have a question about this mitt work.
Yeah. You
weren't a fan of mitt work.
I'm not a fan of mitt work.
Okay. Am I calling you out now?
No, you're good. I think mitt work has to be done in context. Like,
okay.
When you watch these guys doing mitt work, like for social media, and right. I just dislike it. That's poor.
This is where Ryan Garcia comes in.
Yeah, poor form on the punches, and like the mitt work person's doing all the work, and it's just not. That's not my thing. Like, I use mitt work as a training tool, but people have fun hitting the mitts. So I'm not teaching the mitt work class.
It's a little ego boost to be able to remember a 15 punch
for sure. Combo. And and it has some value, and it's high energy cardio. And Coach Cisco's teaching the class. I think he's got a penchant for mitt work. He likes it a certain kind of way, and I respect that. That's good. It's just not
fun.
It's not I'm not holding mitts for just anybody, because people jack you up. Like, it's no joke. I'm going to take care of my body. I'm going to take care of my shoulders, my wrists, my elbows, and I'm going to do it specifically, sparingly.
Yeah.
I'm not just holding for anybody.
I mean, I have a little bit of experience holding mitts for pros, and the wrists and the elbows take a beating.
Yeah, you have to be really smart. I want longevity.
I prefer to just put the
pad
bodysuit on, and because I'm fat, you can just have at it.
That's pretty awesome.
Like, people like that.
Well, I have thought a few times, if I need like higher level, I'm only 5'5". I've got big kids around me. Yeah. So like for tomorrow's fight, my guy Reth is gonna warm up David with mitts, because how am I, a 5'5" person, gonna hold decent mitts for a 6'9" guy? That's stupid. So I just use my tools around me.
Yeah.
And I mean, I use mitt work specifically. I just can't stand the blowing smoke up somebody's ass, making them think they feel good because you took their $50 from them for a half hour of work, and you just made them feel good.
That's a good revenue stream, though.
I know, but I like to. Maybe I'm shooting myself in the foot, but I just like to earn my money more honestly. I don't want people to feel fake good.
It could be, you could use it as a stepping stone to something.
Yeah, for sure.
For example, this is a component for you to move up to the next level of training.
Yeah.
be able to do. And
Yeah, I mean, if you learn to hold mitts right and stuff like that, yeah, that's cool. Like you learn to hold it near your face, not out to the side, so that people are practicing missing.
Yeah.
Like there's just all kinds of. I could just pick apart all
or
kinds
even
of
just
shit.
making a boxer extend, right? Because
Yes.
typically with mitts is the person who's holding the mitts comes out to the punch.
Yeah, that's not good.
It's like make the boxer extend.
Yes, please.
And then do that. But the ability to learn a 20 punch combo, I mean, there's something to that.
Well, maybe what is there to learn in a 20 punch combo other than you maybe mental focus or cardio?
I don't know, but because I've never done a 20 punch combo.
Because
I'm guessing
if you can get a 3-punch combo off in a fight, cool.
Well, that's what so having a 20, having more will just give you more muscle memory to know what you can do when the opportunity arises.
Yeah, but see, on mitts with no punches coming back at you, Yeah.
And that's where you factor it in.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm recalling all of the conversations that we've had.
Yeah, I know. You're just trying to test me on my mitts.
It is. This is all about Floyd. This is all about Floyd. He popularized, and then I'm going to put an example of what doing mitts is in the post.
Okay,
where Floyd Mayweather popularized doing mitts. Right?
Yeah, but when I think about that's media workout. Like I guarantee you, I put money on it that is not what he does for training.
But
he
did made it. Yes, in the.
It's flashy. It's fun. It's a good training montage.
How many Creed movies has there been?
Oh yeah.
Mitts is an integral part of the training for each of these Creed movies.
It makes for a good training montage.
It looks good.
It does look good. And if somebody like Floyd Sr. and Floyd Jr. or Roger and Floyd Jr. doing mitts, they basically are each other. They're flowing beautifully.
Yeah. But there's so
that's
much more
not for
to it.
Floyd to get better at boxing.
No, it's either a cool down or a warm up. There isn't specific training techniques in it.
And my biggest beef is usually people that have never boxed before usually do the mitts like that. Sometimes people who've done boxing and do the mitts like that. But most coaches I know use mitts as a training tool. Yeah. Like, do you watch Mustafa's boxing? I love watching that Coach Mustafa. Yeah. I just like to watch coaches that like the boring fundamentals like me. We just do that boring fundamentals. It's not going to make a training montage.
But it works.
Yeah, and
I'm not going to say what I'm going to say next does not mean that what you did was boring.
Yes,
but you, Arcaro Boxing on YouTube, just pushed out a video of you doing how to counter a right hand.
Yes,
how to catch it, with the step to the side, and then right there. That's fundamental.
That's fundamentals.
And you know what? That is way harder than learning 10-punch. Combos.
Yes.
Because not only do you have to wait to see what your opponent is doing, you have to then do something with one hand, and then your left leg has to do something, and then your right foot has to follow, and then your body has to follow.
Yes, it's a lot. And you have to deal with the punch coming at you. So yes.
Right. And then you also, that's just a get out of the way. Then then that's just like part one.
Yes.
Part two is what are you going to do with that?
That's right.
When you have your opponent off to the side, you have the advantage. What are then you going to do?
Yes. Like you could see why I have a job for the rest of my life.
Man,
it's never ending.
It was like I was watching this video, and the video is only 3 minutes long. But if you practice that, if you do it 10 times, you're going to be soaking in sweat.
Yeah, big time. Yeah,
because there is a lot going on there.
Yeah, it's a cool
but you're
drill.
Only taking 1, 2, 3 steps.
Yeah, crazy, huh?
Yeah, you're only taking 3 steps. You're going to be soaking in sweat if you do it 10 times, guaranteed.
Yeah. I'm liking coming up. I'm having to write scripts, for the YouTube lessons. So it's actually making me really think. Like when I'm teaching my boxers, breaking stuff down, it's fun.
I mean, you gotta. For the regular YouTube viewing audience, it has to be super linear. Like, do you think linearly when you're? I mean, I know this is your first one, but
I'm just thinking about right now. I'm just thinking about a bunch of different drills and just putting them on there. And then what I'm really getting organized for is that I want to have an online training program. And then that will be very fundamentally based, and it will be from the ground up. It'll be like if you walked to me your first day, I'd start working with you. You wouldn't be throwing any punches. We'd work on your footwork, stance, cover. And so I'm working on getting online material for that. But yeah, the YouTube stuff, I just like to think about interesting things. There's a million YouTube channels out there about boxing, how to do it. And I'm trying to do a little something that catches a little eye, does it a little different, and make something practical people could actually use in practice and apply for sparring.
So I'm going to be the unsolicited comments that you probably don't want.
Yeah, go for it.
And actually, that's some GCM from Marrowstone, which we love. Shout out to Marrowstone. No, what you did in this first video was, and I did it. Like, I tried it.
Oh, you did? Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dope.
And I'm tired.
Oh,
That's
cool.
This is all from super experience. Like, watch this video. You do it 10 times, you're going to be tired.
Yeah.
Because every muscle in your body is being used.
Yeah.
And your brain.
Yeah.
It isn't a mindless push or pull or squat or stand up. It is look, react, move, but then all of your muscles have to do something in harmony in order for you to effectively get out of the way so that you don't get punched in the face.
Yeah.
What I would say is start that off with a fighting example. And you can do that without the YouTube barking at you with copyright stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So whatever, like this particular one with catching and then out of the way, find a video of someone doing that. Yeah. And then just put that up there first and say, this is what he did.
Yeah.
And then boom, do it.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
And then that gives someone a real life example.
Yeah, for sure.
And then, people who know all that stuff can make it so that the YouTube doesn't copyright you.
Yeah.
But unless you're monetized already, who cares?
Yeah, it's not going to be. I mean, you have to get like 1,000 subscribers, so it's going to be a while.
Yeah, so take advantage of it.
Yeah, I'm just looking at building content and pushing my brain and honestly, I'm 51 this year, and I'm just looking for.
You look fantastic.
Thank you. Italian and boxing, it helps. I'm just looking for what are ways that I can use my knowledge and share it and make money. And if that's possible, great. And if not, I mean, I'm making money running my gym and training people, but I'm just looking for other ways that I can get material out there. And I have a penchant for boxing mechanics, and I'm really good at mechanics. And
we didn't even talk about your. Can we talk about it?
About functional patterns?
Yeah,
for sure. I mean, I'm a functional patterns practitioner. That's how I train all my fighters.
Yeah,
just on body mechanics and
so two things. One, I've trained with Coach a few times about functional patterns, and although I don't fight, it helped my golf.
Yeah, big
time.
Yeah,
and I don't know if this is the endorsement that you want to be able to help your golf.
No, I think absolutely. I mean, when I walk around and see the state of people's bodies, just walking around, it's scary. I mean, we're getting further and further from nature, and people's bodies are messed up, and people's bodies are getting messed up a lot earlier. Like, I'm getting more 25 and 30-year-olds that are already in a lot of pain, scoliosis, knee, ankle, hip problems. And so, I want them to move better. Yeah, sitting and being sedentary, processed foods.
Like, I'm getting this stupid thing now where my hands hurt.
That sucks.
But I know that my hands hurt because of the way that I hold my stupid phone. Oh. Because I have a humongous telephone.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm having to hold it like this.
Yeah.
So my pinky is bearing the weight of the phone.
That's interesting.
So when I'm doing something, I will notice
That's what's getting sore.
it is bonkers. It is super crazy.
Yeah,
But then I
well-
pick up wife's phone and it's like half of this, and it's like, how do you do anything on this?
You need the big phone.
It's like, this is completely useless.
That's
It's
awesome.
completely useless. So I will stick with my phone.
Yep. Figure out another way to hold your pinky.
Yeah, but then, but then at the same time, our bodies can adapt so quickly to stress.
yes.
but we just need to get there, right? So I've been riding my bike more. I have a spin bike at home, and after about 4 of so I had stem cells on my knees. The audience knows about this. I don't want to bore them more. But I'm just barely within the last few months being able to do real hard workouts.
That's cool.
And so I've been doing these harder workouts on my spin bike, which can be pretty tough.
Yeah.
It's all quad, all butt, all hamstring. But what I've been noticing that is that I've been pushing more down on the handlebars, and I've been getting pain on my wrist on my left hand. So then I thought, that's because I'm leaning more than I should.
Yeah.
So then the last few times I've ridden the bike, I've purposefully stood up more and not push so much more on my quads get toasted.
Yeah.
So it's like these little things that you have to pay attention to. But you can only really do that if you've trained someone that has told you how to pay attention to that.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not a big fan of cycling for exercise. For commuting, I am. But
Yeah.
I get what you're doing, and
It's more of if you haven't exercised, you need to know what your body is telling you.
yeah, and then the problem too is that we have a lot of misinformation out there about what you should and shouldn't listen to, and how you should push through things, or what's really good or what's not good. Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, you body awareness is huge, and we are, as a society, have pretty poor body awareness.
We absolutely do. And then, like, you just can't do something. Like, the things that you do have to be correct.
Yeah.
Whereas, well, I mean,
In the
we've
right
just-
context, right?
Correct. So I cycle because it is low impact on my knees. But you have to do it correctly in order for it to be low impact on your knees.
Yeah.
If the seat height is incorrect, if your seat distance from the handlebars is incorrect, if your handlebar height is incorrect, if your handlebar distance from the seat is incorrect, then you're going to have disproportionate pressures.
Yeah, and I would
everywhere
argue
on your body.
I would argue that you're going to have disproportionate pressures just biking because your pelvis and your rib cage don't rotate reciprocally, like you stay static. So your hips don't, like in running or walking or throwing, your hips and rib cage don't, in biking, don't do what they're supposed to do. So the context of the movements aren't quite right. So you're always the reason you feel your quads load up is because you don't really transfer to your hamstrings or to your glutes or to your back or to your rib cage. And so that's problematic.
Right. I agree.
Yeah.
Agree.
But I can understand. I mean, I understand.
Yeah,
what
I
you're
love
saying.
my bike.
Yes.
And so in order to, if you really wanted to take it, for me to take advantage really of what I'm doing, like I need to only feel it in my quads, my hamstrings, and my calves, which then makes me study the movement of the stroke. And for cyclists, they don't want to have movement in their upper body.
Yeah.
Because you're losing your force.
Yeah, that's so interesting because it's really not good for you because your hips and ribs are connected, and so you're anchoring half of your body that's supposed to be helping generate force.
I'm assuming the idea is then that there's no loss of energy.
Yeah, that's interesting, right? Because so if I'm running, I'm not losing energy. If I'm a good runner.
Yeah.
Then I get my force back when my foot hits the floor. It goes back through me and it cycles through me, and like there's a bunch of spirals and bending, and there's spirals and bending going on in running and in our movement. Same thing in throwing mechanics. If you're throwing a punch, there's a spiral happening in the legs. You're rotating your hips. You're rotating your rib cage. One side's anchoring, one side's throwing. There's a lot of stuff going on across the body. I don't know. It's only inefficient when it takes like the wrong route or stuff slides maybe too far to the left or too to the right.
Yeah.
Or you just want everything spiraling and circling back into you, basically.
Okay. Well,
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's interesting.
I'm not smart enough to respond to you.
Yes, you are. You did. You felt your glutes and your legs more than when I was working with you.
That was that was the purpose of.
Yeah, it was to work on the gait cycle aspects of the gait cycle.
How it helped my golf was to understand where my heel, knee, hip, and shoulder placement were. Right. So that's basically what I want to say is that if you aren't active and you don't play a sport, but then you start doing something and you're like, oh, this hurts and like this hurts, and then you stop. Like, don't.
Yeah.
What you need to do is find someone that will tell you how to move.
Yes.
Because we don't inherently know how to move.
No, I just remember when I was boxing, my shoulder wouldn't do the right thing, and my coach would be like, "Pop your shoulder." I'm like, "Well, what do you mean, pop my shoulder? Sit down on your punch." Well, what do you mean, sit down on my? I don't understand what you're saying. Like, he would show me, but he wouldn't be able to get my body to do it.
Yeah.
Well, that's where I actually have a skill.
Yeah.
I can take a person who doesn't know how to do that and get them to do it.
Yeah, we need to learn how to do it.
Yes.
You can't just take 25 years of doing nothing active.
No.
Throw it into a active situation and then think that we're going to know how to do it. No,
not even.
That's not that's just not how things work. We need to be told how our body moves and how to feel. I mean, actually, the only reason that I know that I can speak about this much and then I'm like my fingers are an inch apart intelligently was because I was a super big bodybuilding fan for a long time.
They have a lot of body awareness, and that was a big chunk of what they spoke about was the mind muscle connection. Yeah. And you need to work on that. Yeah. That just doesn't come. Like if you want to learn how to move your lat on the left side or contract it, then you need to really focus on what that means or whatever. Yeah. There's definitely an important cerebral connection. Your brain's part of your nervous system and your muscles are innervated. So they're definitely connected. Exactly. And I think I lost a bunch of things. Like, my boy Kelly is over here is like, oh, he likes bodybuilding. And then he called me a derogatory term. Oh, really? I mean, but they are a bunch of super big dudes and super, super little tiny Speedos. Yeah, it's true. You may call me that term too. It isn't so pretty. But I loved it. It was super good. They kind of like, unfortunately, they don't like produce functional, like good run, bodies, but they do know it's just for beauty. A lot of smart things, and if you could keep it more for there's you. If you're a bodybuilder, you are not. It's not like the combine or the Pro Bowl or anything like that. It's like literally, how do you look? Yeah. And you are training for that. Yeah. But that A to Z to get you there. There's a ton of science behind that. It's pretty interesting. And there's a ton of scientists and trainers and nutrologists. I was gonna say, but that's probably not the right word. But it sounds good. It sounds like a new career. All right. So we've spoken for a super long time. All right. So send us off with, tell us more about Arcaro boxing. If you want to learn to fight, whether you're actually going to get in the ring or not, but you just want to learn to fight, we're definitely the gym for you. You want to work hard, want to be part of a really cool community that has a wide range of people in it, you definitely want to come into my gym. You'll get trained by people who fight, That's the best part.
Man, that's a lot of nice. That's really good.
Yes, you want to get trained by people who fight and people who are really invested in you, learning about your body and getting better. I'm really pleased with how the coaches are coaching. They're running really nice classes. They're very engaging. They're very difficult mentally and physically. I like that. Sparring is definitely, I think everybody should get hit. So you should practice and get ready to get hit.
I'm too pretty, though.
You are, but you didn't get hit. You got hit a few times and kept your prettiness. But yeah, I just think that we're a small gym. We like being a small gym. We really like hardworking people. I live in a sweet little bubble every day. I just work on boxing and people's bodies, and I enjoy my job a lot. I enjoy the environment a lot. I think it's a great gym. It's way beyond me now, so I just kind of show up and do my job.
That's a good thing to say. I've never heard you say that before. What does that mean?
It just means that it's beyond me. Like it used to be just me in there, and it used to be me driving things, and now it's like beyond me. It's like I have a really good staff, and they all do a really nice job. And I know as these guys move on, I'll get new staff in that'll do a nice job. It's just it's like all my hard work has come to fruition.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, and I just love it.
This is what I want the show to be. It's like I'm super curious now if people would go back and listen to the first couple of shows that we did of where you were in the process, and then now it might be a little bit different.
It's very different, and I'm telling you, COVID really was it's like the best worst thing that ever happened to me. And
well, it filtered out, right? So it filtered out who really wanted to.
It filtered out who really believed my vision, I think, or people that wanted to do their own vision, and that's okay too. But just people that believed in my vision, and it also just filtered out my desire to deal with anything that wasn't about solving a problem, and that wasn't about moving forward, and that wasn't about producing good fighters or producing good body movement. And I really care about nothing else much at all. And it just really helped me hone in and basically not give a shit about anything really anymore. I know what I want. I'm going to get it. And I just want to enjoy my life. I just want to be of service to people and make a living. I just am enjoying myself that way. And I have a beautiful space of a gym, and I'm pretty excited about it.
Indeed. So let's, where do you want people to go? What do you want people to do? Do you want people to contact you, and how do they do so?
They can go to arcaroboxing.com. It's arcaroboxing at Gmail, and go to the YouTube channel, Arcaro Boxing on the YouTube. And if you want to see lessons, see boxer interviews, you want to look at our social media on IG, you can see what we're doing all the time on our stories, on our reels, and on our posts. Just check it out. And you can do online training. You can do training in the gym. It just depends what you want to do. But we probably have it for you if Beautiful. It has something to do with boxing.
So my addition to that is if you want to work out at a place that has beautiful, huge windows that lets a whole lot of natural sunlight in, and you don't want to feel that you're in a dungeon, Arcaro is a place for you. It's a gorgeous place. And if you want to feel that people are paying attention, and then you're just not a slot that they're fitting in their roster, head on down.
Well said.
Go to their website. They have sparring fundamentals. So if you are a little bit adventurous and want to know what it's like to get in there and then hit somebody, and then they might hit you back. Yeah. They have sparring fundamental class once a month. And on the website, go to Arcaro Boxing. There's going to be a button up there that says reserve your spot. It is updated for the most part very promptly.
Yeah, you're good.
And then the mitts, we spoke about the mitts. Those are twice a month.
Yeah, twice a month. Saturdays.
A month.
Yeah, the 12th and the 26th this month.
The 12th and the 26th, and then those are be updated soon. It's every month that they're going to have these sparring and mitts fundamental classes so that you can just get a taste of it, because the sparring is nice.
Yeah.
Like, I'm kind of interested to go to see if I can.
You should do it. It's really
if I can
fun.
take it.
You should do
I'm
it.
going to cry, though, if I get hit in the face.
Nah, you'll be good.
The mitts, I'm a little bit more in tune to, because that's more fun. It's very, like, it makes you feel good to be able to do these mitts.
Yeah.
But definitely go and check it out, arcaroboxing.com.
That's right.
And then, man, we need to have a site. We need to have a page on there just to what, like, the pros are doing.
Yeah, probably get that going, especially as I get more, now that we're starting to come out of this fog, and I'll start knowing what's up. Yeah, that'd be good.
And then the amateurs. Actually, before we go, should we talk anything about the amateur?
The Reyes invite tomorrow, 4 p.m.
Yeah, so be calm.
Fitness Quest. Oh, yeah. So that
They won't hear this.
They won't hear this. That's right. You won't hear this. You won't hear this.
Yeah,
The 26th and the 27th at the New Hope Center.
What's
New
the
Oasis.
next one? Do you know what it is?
26th and 27th of February in Tacoma.
Okay. They'll hear that. What's that one called?
That one's called the Junior Golden Gloves.
Oh, okay.
And so the seniors can match up in it. The juniors are looking to advance to go to the regional Junior Golden Gloves.
Okay.
So yeah, that's gonna be in Tacoma, the Oasis of Hope Center. That'll be on. You'll see it on Arcaro Boxing's social media and the Pacific Northwest Boxing social media.
Beautiful. All right, Coach. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was nice to be here.
I'll give you another parting word segment.
Yeah. From me to parting words to people?
Yeah.
Well, as always, box on.
Beautiful. I knew you were going to say that. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast app, Stitcher, Spotify, our Heart Radio, and I don't know. There was another one. And don't forget to follow us on social, CZ Media Podcast. It's pretty funny. I tried to put some funny stuff up there. Give us a rating. It would be nice. Kelly, you haven't rated us yet. That would be nice if you did. It's my boy Kelly. I rated his podcast and he has not rated mine.
That's not fair.
That's whack. So yeah, listen to that. And then don't forget to check out the sponsors. Rancho Bravo Tacos. Oh, I want a taco right now. And then SoleMates. My sneaker collection is full of sheesh. I mean, you saw my sneaker collection before, Coach.
No comment.
Man, it is so much better now.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it's better.
Man, it is so much better now.
Yeah, have fun.
And thank you so much. And then this will probably be, I'm probably going to take a couple weeks off because the CZ Media Podcast Studios are moving, which sucks. Moving,
and it's exciting.
Oh, it's exciting and it sucks, but we're moving to a new spot. I'm going to try to do video in the next spot.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's this whole other thing that I'm trying to do.
That's cool.
But I might not be around for the next couple weeks. I might try to get another one in there. But thank you, everyone, so far. And we'll see you in the next one.
Sounds
Adios.
good.